Hey, it's Dave. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about skin issues with prediabetes, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome, and more specifically about dandruff. I think dandruff can definitely be caused by dry skin, oily skin, and I think there's other forms of dandruff that can actually be an infection on your scalp. All things that doctors are super excited to prescribe for. Hairstylists would love to sell you tea tree oil and all kinds of other stuff. Potentially sell you tar, shampoos, all these things that would treat the actual topical portion of the skin. And maybe that would help some people. So don't discount that if that's a suggestion, but there's also skin issues that come from the inside. And that wouldn't be just on your scalp. If you have problems with your scalp, you would also notice problems maybe on your legs, on your back, on your stomach. Like if you say to yourself, whoa, why is there all this dandruff on me or my child or somebody that I know? And maybe they have other skin issues too. It might be a bigger situation that needs to be looked at. And that situation would be diabetes, prediabetes, and metabolic syndrome. As you gravitate more towards diabetes and prediabetes, and then to metabolic syndrome, you pass a lot of carbs and sugars through your body, through your kidneys, through your bladder, and out of your system. Passing all those carbs and all those sugars out of your bladder requires a lot of water, obviously to make pee. And that water, unless you're drinking boatloads of water, that water comes directly out of your system. And a big place for your body to pull it from is from your skin. There's a lot of water in your skin. And when your body pulls water out of your skin, it causes like your scalp, your legs, your back to get very itchy and scaly and have skin irritations and issues. Now, I've always had problems with dandruff is what I called it. We called it. My mom thought I had dandruff. So I would try like I said, the tar shampoos and Head and Shoulders and all these other shampoos that are supposed to help. And the interesting thing is sometimes it would clear it out very quickly, but then it would come right back and it would be just as bad as when I had it previously. Like those things never helped me. Then 20 years later, I'm a grown adult and I'm realizing, wait a second, why am I having dandruff again? And it's not just dandruff this time. It's like I could take a brush or a comb and comb through my hair, and not sheets, but big chunks of skin would come off my head. And along the same time, I was having problems on my back, problems on my legs with skin, where it felt like, it just felt itchy and scaly and uncomfortable. And of course, I had an excuse for it. I would say, oh, well, the weather turning must be affecting my skin and it's making it so that, more of my skin is coming off. And if that wasn't the case. Now, a couple years ago, I had some personal things that I went through, and I, of course, ate horribly. Lots of carbs, lots of sugar, lots of alcohol. And I noticed that my dandruff in my hair got much worse. And I didn't, of course, associate it to anything, except I assumed that it was just stress and, it was just related to the situation that I was in. Now I'm realizing, after quitting all sugars, most carbs, except for maybe fruit, but cutting out most carbs and eating mostly carnivore, most of my skin irritations and issues have resolved. And anytime I add any level of carbs, Even if I buy a bag of apples and I decide to help myself to a bunch of apples for a couple days, my skin on my head will start scaling up and getting dandruffy. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this today is because I think a lot of us have kids that may already be pre-diabetic and not even know, and they're young. So when they have dandruff, we think, oh well, that's a kid thing. That's what kids go through. But it's not always the case. And quite frankly, you can put that kid on a very low carb diet for 30 to 60 days and see if that situation resolves. I mean, if not, I'm sure there's a doctor that would like to prescribe some crap that doesn't work and they don't really need, and maybe even possibly complicates the issue. Or you can take them to the local hair place and they'll sell you $150 worth of garbage that isn't going to help anything past the first washing. So, again, some of these skin irritations, skin issues come from the outside. I mean, if you put something on your body that your body doesn't appreciate, it's going to be affected and it's going to cause problems. But when you have the problem coming from the inside, the only way to change that is what you're putting on the inside, and that's your food. So before you go to the doctor with skin problems or irritations, let them put you on prescriptions or diagnose things that you don't need or sell you things that you don't need. Do yourself a favor. Try making sure that you're eating healthy for a couple of months and see if your problem resolves. And again, it's very easy to make excuses as to why it could be. Well, the chlorine was too salty, the temperature was too cold, the temperature was too hot, I got too much sun, so all this is because of that. And I'm just hoping that some people may have a little bit more consideration to the fact that it may be coming from the inside and make some changes and get healthy in that way. Anyways, if you have any questions, do me a favor, drop them below. I'll answer any questions with my experience or even my thoughts. I'm not a doctor. I have no healthcare background. I'm just a guy who's gone through some cycles that I've learned a lot from. But leave me a comment and I'll answer any comments. And if this has been interesting to you at all and you'd like to hear more or see more of my journey, do me a favor and subscribe or give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Have a good day.